I'm Eoin Gilhooly. I lead Intelligent Platform Services, or IPS, in Ireland for Accenture. This is a series that explores the transformational potential for businesses using strategic platforms across their organisation. At Accenture, we accelerate value to our customers by delivering joint solutions with our platform partners. I'm delighted to be joined today by our partner, Oracle, who we've been working with for the past 30 years. During those years, we've implemented thousands of joint programs together. We've collaborated on some of the largest technology projects in Ireland, particularly with our public sector customers. With us to discuss how our partnership works are John Donnelly, Country Leader for Oracle in Ireland, and Iwan, Harmsen, the Oracle Business Group Lead for Accenture in Ireland. You're both very welcome.
Thanks, Eoin. Delighted to be here.
Great, great. John, we in Ireland, or we in Accenture, are obviously big Oracle fans. But for those who don't maybe understand Oracle as well, how do Oracle bring end-to-end capabilities to help customers transform?
Okay, maybe if I just set the scene on and explain what Oracle does, just for a moment. So Oracle is a data platform and business applications company. So essentially what that means is that we provide end-to-end business applications to our customers to solve their business issues that they have. We are the only company in the market that have a full end-to-end cloud platform that's SaaS, fully, truly interconnected with PaaS, running on our own IaaS. An IaaS that's built for demanding workloads, we call it OCI, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. And alongside that then, we complement that with a number of what we call vertical business applications for industries that we've invested in, like retail or healthcare, life sciences, telecommunications, and so forth. But the common themes that we see are that where we're working with customers more and more are where they're looking to transform their business through financial transformation, looking at their financial applications, risk, reporting, and so forth. Or more and more, we're seeing companies who are looking to transform their employee engagement, implementing HCM platforms, what we call the full end-to-end hire-to-retire experience, providing applications and platform that companies need and their employees demand.
Great, great. I think that's a great overview. And Iwan, what problems are Accenture and Oracle jointly solving for our customers?
Well, that's a good question because actually, John already mentioned a few of them. The problems we're seeing are really the client problems. They're at their heart of the problems. Do they have infrastructure problems, legacy system problems, or to John's point, employee experience problems that we're trying to solve. And for that, Oracle brings a number of solutions that we can address and resolve together with them. For example, the SaaS solutions like HCM or the Oracle Cloud in a wider sense as well.
Sorry, what is SaaS for people who don't know?
As the pace of change increases and that change becomes more unpredictable, I think what companies are faced with is having to, turn to systems to make themselves more resilient. And SaaS is a classic example where that helps because when you subscribe to a software as a service solution, what you get with that is you get all the pre-built-in innovation that companies like Oracle can deliver. And we deliver that and we deliver it on quarterly cycles and so forth. So companies can react and they can stay ahead.
So none of this waiting for the next upgrade because it's coming automatically.
It's coming next quarter anyway.
Great, great. Yeah. That makes it easier for everybody. And I know in my day job, when are we going to do the next upgrade? And what's that going to break? But you guys are already looking after that.
And you also benefit from what other customers are bringing to us too to embed into the applications.
So Iwan, have you got any real life examples of that magic in action that Accenture and Oracle could bring together?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, it's not an Irish sample, but it's a sample from America where in Kansas City they had a system for basically people applying for support in their well-being. And we look at that system and together with Oracle define a cloud transformation for them. And that really helped. And especially now during the pandemic, the applications went through the roof and the client system really increased their performance there. So that's a specific sample from a very recent time. In Ireland itself, we actually worked very closely together with one of our utility clients and we brought in the Oracle Finance solution and completely transformed the organization and moved them from a paper-based company to an actual company based on data, and they made decisions on data going forward, all with the Oracle solutions at hand.
Great, great. And like obviously over the last number of years, it's been a period of, tremendous technology change, both pre and post COVID. What trends are Oracle seeing in the marketplace that you're having to solve for with your customers?
Well, like the ones I described earlier in terms of financial and employee transformation, but we also see a lot of critical business infrastructure transformation. Okay, now people that know Oracle will understand that the part that we play is in the core of our customers' IT infrastructure.
So in the guts.
In the guts, in the heart and lungs, in the guts. So, yeah. And a lot of people haven't gone there yet to transform that because it's not easy.
Yeah.
It probably delivers the most benefit, but it's not easy to do. So people have naturally.
Too hard.
It's in the too hard to do category, and people have naturally left it. What we're now seeing is that people need to do that. So we're seeing the uptake in engagement with our customers across all industries where they're looking to do that. Now, and that typically tends to come in the form of some sort of cloud transformation. So what we see is that because people think about cloud, they think about public cloud, but actually, I would say that the clear architectural winner here is hybrid cloud or private cloud, and we're working with customers where they're looking to take use of services that are available in the public cloud from ourselves or others, and complement that with some of their more mission critical data platforms which they want to transform but retain on site to deal with either
data privacy
or the data needs to remain in country or so forth.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah. So they're key themes that we're seeing. So it's cloud transformation, hybrid cloud, and private cloud.
And Iwan, how are Accenture and Oracle working together on those trends to solve for customers?
Well, very typical. Like in principle, if a customer comes to us and has a question like, how do I leverage the cloud? It's either to Accenture or to Oracle. We basically pick up the phone to each other and work together collaboratively to understand, okay, what's the real problem that the client is trying to understand? How can the cloud help? Thinking about, do I need to do an upgrade to a cloud platform? Do I have an on-premise Oracle application that we want to bring, do an upgrade, as you mentioned earlier, and bring to the cloud? Or do we think, is there a SaaS alternative for the same solution? And it all depends on what the client is really looking for. Like, what is their business requirement? What problems do they have? How many customizations do they have in their tool? And all those questions we will address. Now, we come up with an initial thought, bring it back to the client, have a conversation about it, understand more of the problems. And actually, if we can, we do a proof of concept together to see, actually, this is what it would look like for you. A real working system in the cloud with the requirements as you actually address them to us.
And we have a strong local relationship with Oracle to do those types of proof of concepts.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That we've been recently getting those questions from our clients, and we're in the process of already coming up with some proof of concept in relation to upgrades in the utility space and really test how we can leverage Oracle Cloud, but also the Oracle SaaS solutions for the specific Irish clients that we're seeing these solutions for.
Great. Iwan, which industries are we seeing the highest growth for Oracle platform solutions?
So here in Ireland at the moment, we see the growth actually in two kind of ways. One area is the financial industries. We see a lot of growth on the cloud adoption in their database areas and in the hybrid cloud scenarios, as John mentioned. And the other side is more on the public sector and utility space. And there we see much more on the application side happening, reviewing what to do with the current application stack, looking at the cloud direction. So that's the kind of two key areas. Now, of course, Oracle as a product is used in a number of other industries, but these are the key areas that we see in Ireland right at this moment.
And why is it that they're more in those industries, and how can we expand into other industries?
I've actually had to put some thought in that because, to be fair, why does it here in Ireland specifically with these industries? I think in relation to the financial sector, Oracle came with a very strong data solution, and all their historical systems are built on that data solution. And that's the history that sits in the core, as we mentioned earlier. In relation to both public sector and the utility sector, we see much more that at the time of setting up these systems, especially in the utility sector, Oracle came with a very comprehensive offer in their Oracle Utility, and they've adopted that. So therefore, it's a hotbed in Ireland from a utility sector perspective. And the public sector, they're using an Oracle Finance solution that is top-notch, that's really best in class. It was at best in class when they started their transformation, still is up there. And at the moment, that's why we see that in these industries. How can we expand beyond these industries? I think there will be a logical expansion for those that have Oracle databases to leverage the Oracle Cloud very shortly. And that is across all the industries like retail, health, and all the other areas, I would say.
And one area, John, that we see a lot of growth, building on Ewan's point, is around cloud HR solutions. We see a lot of growth for Oracle in that space as well, for all sizes of organizations.
In the past, people would have typically thought that, to go for one of these enterprise platforms, you need to be a large organization. But I think with the availability of these systems in the cloud, that point of entry has been reduced considerably, both from a complexity and also from a cost of entry.
So we don't need to buy all these servers now and all of that kind of business.
Because you just pay for what you use. Be that if it's IS, you pay on sort of a technical subscription model. If it's one of your applications, you pay on a user basis. So actually, what we're seeing is that by providing these services in the public cloud, we're now able to address a market which people would have thought in the past wasn't open to Oracle.
Great. Well, that's great to see an expansion as well, and the solution being applied to different markets and different size companies.
But I think for us also, because we've built our SaaS applications on our own cloud, and because we have our own PaaS services available, what we're able to do is that for smaller companies, for any company in transformation, the cost comes in the complexity. If you've got modifications, if you've got integrations, if you've got to provide additional services. But because we can provide them all on the same cloud platform, we do away with a lot of that additional complexity and cost. So actually, SMEs and smaller companies, it's now becoming even more relevant to them than it might be to some of the larger companies, because they have the teams to deliver that, whereas smaller companies don't.
So very much simplifying the end-to-end journey. Oracle's a one-stop shop, moving from CapEx to OpEx for companies to really make it that subscription model.
Absolutely, yeah.
So John, I often hear particular industries favouring different types of platforms, but how are Oracle bringing industry-specific plays to bear to actually solve for those companies? Yeah,
that's a very good question. I mentioned earlier when I was describing what Oracle did that we have as part of our business the vertical industry solutions. And they are essentially where we work with customers at the intersection of our customers with their customers. So what we're doing is we develop and bring to market applications that are specific to that industry. So that could be, as I said, we mentioned financial services, retail, telecommunications, and there's about 7 or 8 of those industries that we operate in. And that wouldn't typically be where people would expect Oracle to play, but what we're doing is, for example, in the telecommunications space, the systems that deliver, the calls, the text messages, whatever, they are Oracle systems for some of our customers. Now, obviously, for the past 18 months, 2 years, COVID and what that has brought in terms of some of the other sectors that we are heavily involved in, we work a lot with our life sciences customers. We have a large number of customers who run their clinical trials on the Oracle Cloud platform. And for healthcare, we've been working with a number of governments and agencies around the world, supporting them in their COVID fight, in the vaccine rollout, or in other aspects of what they've been doing. So we're at the heart of what they're doing, and as I said at the outset, it's where our customers deal with their customers.
Great. Yeah. And like once we bring new customers into the Oracle sphere, how do Accenture and Oracle help companies to adopt Oracle?
Well, it's a very good question, Owen, because as we mentioned already, the adoption for Oracle is much easier nowadays with the cloud solutions. So it all goes about show and tell. Show what the solution really looks like, bring them on a journey, and then after that you get into the specifics about, okay, what are your real requirements, how do they work through, and actually are you willing as a customer to adopt your requirements to stay close to the SaaS solutions that's out there. And that's a journey we go on together with Oracle on a regular basis. We basically bring the system, we bring a platform. Accenture even has a number of accelerators that helps us and tools to actually bring a pre-configured solution to a customer and really work through with them what is your requirement and how does this system will help you. If the customer isn't clear initially, we bring Oracle with the specialist mindset as well to say, okay, there's a whole stack of solutions all on the same platform, highly integrated, as John mentioned, that we can leverage off and that can really bring the experience that you're expecting to you.
Great. And like some new customers, when they think about Oracle and Accenture and the size and breadth that we bring, they might be nervous about working with us. You know, how do we work with new customers to get the value of Oracle for them?
It's not much different than to existing customers, other than let them have a taste of the solution. It's all about the system, and then validate that Accenture, with their industry experience, can really help that customer implement that solution to the benefit of the customer. And again, start small. Starts with a small sample, starts with a proof of concept, starts with really convincing the customer that Oracle for them in their requirement is the right solution, whether it's Oracle HCM, whether it's Oracle ERP, or just a pure cloud transformation that they have. They might have a few test environments that they want to test and see how they want to bring it to the cloud. Let's do it together. Let's show that it works for them. As a new customer, please work with us, because I think Oracle and Accenture can bring a huge experience together with all the big transformations that they've done. It applies for the small.
And it's the same, I presume, for existing customers, for things like OCI, that we're looking for the right fit for existing customers for new Oracle products.
Yeah, so how does OCI fit in their existing landscape? Does it sit with other cloud vendors that they have in place? And actually, do they have systems that they want to bring to OCI? Most likely they will have Oracle systems that they have in place that they want to leverage on Oracle databases, where they could leverage on OCI much more. And that's what we will test with them. We'll go through it, and John mentioned earlier, not everything goes in the cloud, not everything. Some stays on-premise for particular reasons. And again, that's based on the client's needs, client's
right
requirements.
Fit for the right customer.
Every customer is unique and will have a large overlap of things that they will have the same as other customers, but they have the unique ways of working, and we have to address that. And Accenture and Oracle come very well equipped with understanding of industry, most likely understanding of a customer. If we worked with you before, we understand the infrastructure and the implications of what a migration to cloud would be for the customer. We help identify key risks and try to de-risk them together with Oracle to make sure that you actually have a seamless transition into whatever next transformation path you're choosing for.
Great, great. It's great insight. And you know, John, Accenture and Oracle have been working together for many years, globally and in the Irish market. Like, what's the benefit to customers of our partnership together?
Iwan mentioned the iterative approach that working with cloud platforms can now bring. And I've spoken earlier about the entry points being reduced, but I think I think the key thing that Oracle and Accenture bring is that the full end-to-end cloud capability that Oracle has, coupled with the differentiated service capability that Accenture has, can have the maximum impact to bring success to customers. And ultimately, if there's no customer success, well, then it hasn't really been worthwhile. Yeah,
because we're combined together in our customer success. Yeah. Our success is their successes, correct, as we always say, yeah? That's great. And Iwan, any examples of that partnership in action?
Oh yes, the samples, plenty of samples. Yeah. I think most recently, one of our customers in the health sector actually was looking at a view for one patient, one client patient record, basically. And we worked very closely with one of Oracle's verticals, the Oracle Health solution, and together with Oracle to define their target architecture and to define what data they needed to have, the security implications, and worked very closely to come up with a wonderful solution that is now used within that health organization. And actually they're planning to roll it out across the whole country to make sure that there is indeed a one patient, one customer record across anything within the health organization for that country.
So we always finish by looking at the future, guys, and what the next trends are going to be for our customers globally and locally. So what trends do we see for Oracle for the next 5 years, Iwan?
Well, not necessarily Oracle. It's a more wider sense. One of the trends is what we call business your way, which basically means companies, now they've had the pandemic, people are starting to go back to work. And some people everybody go back in the office. Some customers will say, well, have a look what we're going to do, because people will have their needs. They want to work from everywhere where they can. And Oracle is perfectly suited to help that, because the Oracle Cloud solutions will be available for any employee wherever they will be working. Another trend that we see is mirrored world, where in principle people are aware of the digital twin part. Nowadays what we see is the whole factory is copied as a mirrored world, and with AI and predictive analysis we are able to really replicate what this factory is doing or what this industry is doing, and therefore can much more organize the maintenance windows, the accesses that might happen. And Oracle again is wonderfully suited with their background of data, AI, and anything else that they bring to the table in that perspective.
And John, I'm a kind of practical, kind of nuts and bolts kind of guy. So how does that affect customers practically, do you think?
So we have one technology trend that we're investing heavily in, and I'll come to that in a second. But if I think about trends and what customers want from our solutions, we're first and foremost a product company. So we need to continue to invest very heavily in research and development to stay in the position that we've got in a number of areas that we operate in. We spent 6.5 billion on R&D last year, but there's no point in spending that money unless you're spending it and investing in areas that your customers want to see that innovation. So we poll our customers regularly in terms of what they want to see in terms of innovation, for the trends that they are facing in their industries. And we take, so up to 80% or 80% of all of the innovation that's gone into our products has come directly from customer feedback. So I think that's important to point out that addressing what customers want is important. If I go back to the one technology trend, you may have heard that Oracle have been investing in autonomous IT. So we've got the only autonomous database. Why, you might ask, is that important? Well, I think if you look at unplanned outages, security breaches, all of those things that affect a company's IT infrastructure, the vast majority of them are caused by human error. If we can take that human error out, then we can reduce those unplanned outages, we can reduce the risk of security breaches and so forth. So, as I said, our first service, autonomous database, has been in the market for a number of years. It's been widely adopted. Autonomous operating system has come, and we have a number of other ones which are in the pipeline.
So self-healing database now.
Self-managing, self-healing, self-tuning. I think it's to take human error out and reduce risk.
Very good, very good. Look, thanks guys. That's been great insight and a really good conversation about the power of Oracle. And thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you for the next episode.